What's going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. It is Thursday evening, and that means it is time for the Small Business Spotlight. It is our weekly showcase of small businesses, artists, organizations within the LGBTQIA community, and our allies who I think that you should know about, and especially during this these uncertain times here. My least favorite phrase of this entire pandemic. These uncertain times, but during this pandemic, I wanted to make sure that I took some time and showcase organizations and businesses and artists that I think deserve a little extra love, and I just want to get out there and get more people to know who they are. So before we get to today's guest, just it's honestly I have to do this at the beginning of every broadcast, but I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that's been tuning in for all of our live streams. The Small Business Spotlight being the longest one that we've been doing so far, but also Digital Game Night on Mondays and Digital Game Night on Wednesdays with Chrissy as my co-host. They have been so incredibly fun. They've been such a good time. Getting to chat with new friends in the chat during game night, and getting to bring attention to people that I adore and have known for a while in the Small Business Spotlight, and then getting to know new people and see the talent that they have and get to share that with everybody that's watching. So thank you to everybody who has been a part of this. It's been fantastic. Real quick, if you have not done so, if you are watching on Twitch or on YouTube, if you could do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe and follow buttons, especially on Twitch, if you can hit the follow button for me, that'd be amazing. I am doing the Path to Affiliate, and we are just over the halfway mark on our followers to get that Path to Affiliate taken care of. So if you can do me that favor, that would be much appreciated. Just head over to twitch.tv/Bears in the City and just give us a follow. If you don't have a Twitch account, it takes seconds. It's very easy to do. It's free. Make a Twitch account, follow, and then you can watch along on all of our streams. Every single stream that we're going to be doing from now on is going to be going to YouTube and to our Twitch channel. So if you follow along, you'll get notifications that let you know when we go live, just like today. All right, so all of that is out of the way, and it is time to bring my guest onto the show. And I'm a new resident to Chicago. Tomorrow is the 31st. Tomorrow will make 4 full months since I made my way up here, since I stepped foot on Chicago soil. And then Saturday will make 4 full months as a resident here in the Windy City. And today's lovely breeze has been a reminder of why it's the Windy City, and it makes the heat so much more bearable, and I love it. But it is great to get to know more organizations out there, and our good friend of both of ours, Jaden, former Mr. Bearbust, Pup Zerberus, introduced us through Facebook Messenger, and I got to find out about this organization that we're going to be talking about here through that, and I'm excited to bring Spike, aka Pup Spike, to the program. What's up, Spike? How are you?
Hi, Pat the Bear. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
welcome to Chicago. I've lived here my whole life.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm a lifer, so it's always great when people come to our city and bring new things. So welcome.
yay! Thank
Glad to
you.
have you.
Thank you. Yeah, I was looking. I was talking to somebody today, and they were like, we were talking about me moving up here, and I was like, has it been 4 months, 5 months? And then I'm like, oh God, counting is hard during the pandemic. All these days, I feel like it's been a year and a half since I moved up
Right.
here.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like 3 years since we've had an event, but it's only been a few months. It's hard to fathom that at this point.
I know,
It's
I
just
know.
time is really slow down.
My word, it has, and it's insane. But we're starting to see. I mean, Chicago, thankfully, has competent leadership as far as listening to science and not being afraid to take steps forward and take steps back to keep the citizens safe.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing with all of this. It is really just not being ashamed to say, hey, things are not exactly
Right.
going so well right this second. Let's bring it back a little bit so that way we can move forward without it being too big of an issue.
No, and it looks like the numbers are they show it. So yeah, I'm very proud of what my fellow Chicagoans have done. So thank you, everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we are here to talk about the Chicago Puppy
Hmm.
Patrol.
Yes,
And so, can you give me a better understanding of it as well as describe it to our viewers out there?
sure. Well, the Chicago Puppy Patrol is a 501c7 non-for-profit social club, and we were founded in 2011. We are one of the oldest. Um, we were generally called pet and handler clubs in the country. They're previously known more as a pup and handler. However, in the last couple of years, most organizations have opened up, are trying to become more inclusive and welcome non-pup pets to the organization. So we consider ourselves a pet and handler club, or PAH, PAH. And again, we're primarily a social club. We do have some educational activities. We do. Our signature event, pre Corona, is every third Friday at Cell Block, is our pound night. And that's where all the animals and handlers come out and hang out and have a good time, especially more recently since the cell block has opened up the back room. Um, so
Oh, yes, yes,
yeah,
yes. That
yeah,
opened up shortly. That around the time of one of my trips up here
sure.
was right around. I think it was like around 4th of July last year, around
It
that
was it
time.
was right around market days last year. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm friends with Zach, who is one of the bartenders slash
Oh, great. Yeah,
managers.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I know Zach. Sure, that's
that's
great.
that's
Yeah,
fantastic. I love it.
yeah. Cell block has been so good to us. I cannot tell you um, enough good things about them. And they keep asking us, "Is there anything we can do for you?" Like, oh, no, we're great. Just can we come back next month? They're like, oh yes, please come back. Great, we'll be back.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
yeah. Zach, when he was starting to look at some of that stuff and starting to do more like bear and pup or pet events, he was very much about like wanting to work with organizations, which
yeah,
is as somebody who has done events and who handles and organizes events like that, it's always nice to be able to have a a real partnership rather than just going in and like you
sure.
have to do everything and oh okay well they're giving you the space to be able to do it but they're not really a part of the relationship. So it's awesome to hear that and I'm excited to see that in action
Yeah,
once all
yeah.
of this is all of this is under
Right.
control.
Yeah. Yeah. But they are so good to us. And it very much is a partnership, and I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate the relationship we have with them. So it's worked out for both really well. So yay.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, have you been involved with Puppy Patrol since the beginning, or when did you come on board?
No. I came around about 2013, and I was initially somewhat on the periphery. It took me a while personally to work my way in. I tend to be a little bit more of a shy person, and so it takes a little bit longer for me to warm up and feel and become feel like I'm part of the group. Nothing to do with anyone at the org. It was me. Yeah, I get it. Um,
Yeah.
but I am on the board of directors. I'm on my fourth term.
Huh?
Currently I'm treasurer. 2 prior terms to that I was president. Um, So I've been around, yeah, for on a pretty heavy basis for a little over 4 years now.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. So uh, I do what I can to help advance and further the club and to make it viable and fun.
That's that's really
Hmm.
awesome. I love to hear because I've kind of been in the same boat. I get on the periphery, kind of see what's going on and get to know, and then that was kind of how with like Bear Bus when the Bears of Central Florida were the ones that organized it and had all of that, and then moving into like it once they disbanded and Parliament House took over, and then it was like, all right, well, what can I do to help? And it's nice to see other people kind of have that same mentality that I
Hmm.
do, where it's like let's get a feel for it first, and then we can be more of a part of what's
Yep.
going on and work on it. So what are some of the big things that the Puppy Patrol really tries to do when it's not Corona season
Sure.
to get the community together?
So we have a lot of activities, and we do recognize the fact that our signature event, Pound Night, is in a facility that is not accessible to our under 21 membership. We are membership is open to 18 years old and up, and we also recognize that there are folks who may be in recovery, who going to a bar might not be the best thing for them to do. So to that end, we try to make our remaining events as accessible as possible. And so we generally avoid facilities that would be limiting in those ways. Um, so we do a lot of game nights. Those generally are either in somebody's home or we go to the Dice Dojo up on Broadway. Um, we have munches at restaurants, and that rotates around. Just come on, hang out, grab some coffee, grab a sandwich, grab nothing, whatever makes you happy. Just come on out and hang out, and we're trying to build and foster a community. And as I mentioned, I remember how hard it was for me on the shy side to get involved, and I certainly recognize that other people are. I should say, we recognize that other people may be in a similar situation. So we really made an effort to reach out and draw people in. Come on, come on, come on.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
So not only do we encourage people to come out to our events, but when they're there, we actively engage with folks so that they feel like they're part of us and not just sitting, not being a wallflower.
I love it. I love it. So on the screen now, for those of you at home that are watching this, now or in the future, that's one of the things that I love about doing this. The best part about doing this and putting it on places like YouTube and whatnot is that you don't have to watch live to find out this information. It lives up there, and you get to share this and all of that. But the website is on the screen. It says chicagopuppypatrol.org, and if you go to the website, scroll down, there is actually a calendar of events, because just because everything is not, I don't want to say everything, just because we are in the midst of coronavirus and all of this that's going on right now, the Chicago Puppy Patrol has, like a lot of other things, including myself with this and digital game night, shifted into a virtual spectrum. So, how did you guys come up with the thought process and the way to make this something that is very much an in-person activity, whether it's the munches or the board game or the game nights or that stuff, into the virtual space? How did that come about
Sure.
for all of you?
Well, back in March, we made it very clear that we were suspending all live events until there was a green light from the CDC, uh, IDPH, and CDH. So need to have all three thumbs up before we start anything live again. Um, at the time, we didn't realize that in August we would still be in that same situation, but we are holding to our word, and we are continuing to suspend live events. When they'll come back, I don't know. Um, if I had to guess, probably not this year. Maybe, who knows? Maybe tomorrow the vaccine will come out, and in 3 weeks everything will be great. Who knows? I'd love that. Um, but we recognize very quickly. We have a very active Telegram chat, and we recognize very quickly that a lot of our membership were really struggling from the lack of contact, and so we had come up with the idea to use virtual events as a way to at least try to replicate some of that contact we had before. So we have a big Zoom night on what would normally be our pound night. We have periodic chillin' chats. I host some of those where just log in and just talk. Yeah, what's on your mind? What do you want to talk about? As if you were sitting at a table with three or four or six of your friends. Um, Game nights, absolutely. Those have been extremely popular. Yeah, it was just we really felt a strong need to somehow replicate what we had previously to at least give our membership and our friends an outlet to have some type of socialization. So, and it's worked out really well. We have folks from all over the country pop into our events, which is great, which would have never happened in a live event. um, so it's really been neat because it's also a way to get to know folks that you would probably not have had the chance to otherwise.
Absolutely. That's one of the best parts about a shitty situation is that doing these digital events, you do get to expose more people to what's going on. You do get to have a little bit more interaction with people from different parts of the country or the world,
Hmm?
and it makes everything that we're going through and all of like the craziness that we're going through. It makes it definitely much more bearable, and that's fantastic that you guys um, definitely found a way to be able to connect and reach out to people and make sure that you know your your community, our community, can stay in contact with each other, because
Sure.
that's a huge thing. That's probably been one of like the most uh, like basic things that I didn't realize that I was going to miss through all of this. It's just that interaction and that chatting and all of that, and doing a move during all of this. It really was tough to be able to like just sit down and do that, with waiting on furniture and waiting for stuff to arrive
Yeah.
and all of this, So, and that's been one of the biggest reasons, on top of helping to get the word out and get more people to know about these businesses and organizations like the Puppy Patrol. It This gives me a human interaction,
Hmm.
every week, and it's been one of those things that it's nice to see organizations look at it that way and find ways to be able to do that. So if you are interested, no matter where you are in the country, check out the event section of the Puppy Patrol's website, because they've got everything there. They've got the Zoom, the Zoom chats, and all the different the game nights and stuff like that. I was doing a quick run through, so I'm trying to like remember, but all that stuff is there, and put in your calendar, and it's a great time to be able to do all of that. Which I hope that some of this stuff does still stay after this pandemic is over. Like I miss going out and I miss
Yeah.
being like in the same room with people, but there's a little part of me that's like every so often I would still like, maybe not on the high like, volume nights
Right.
out, but maybe on a Wednesday, still
We,
do
we,
something a
we've
little
Yeah,
virtual.
we've actually talked about that because of the fact that people do drop in literally from all over the world. it's really neat and it's really fun. And it's again, you're bumping into folks that you probably may not ever have otherwise. So we have been discussing that eventually. I mean, this has to end someday, right? Hopefully, once we hit the other side of that, we probably will keep some virtual events up and running because they've been doing really well.
I love it. I love it.
One thing that's great is our friends over at the Chicago Rubbermen have also always bumped our events, and sometimes some of those guys or some of those folks come over and um, join in too. So great, yay, thanks, welcome.
I love it. I love the cross pollination, if you will,
Mhm.
from event to event in the different groups and seeing those overlaps because it's not like okay, well, that this is just one group that's over here and does their thing, and then there's this group over here that does their thing. You're always going to have that overlap, so it's nice to see the exposure and see the people from different groups and really take part of these different events. Um, so and I don't really have a good segue for this one, but if you're interested in following along with the Chicago Puppy Patrol on social media, look for Shy Puppy Patrol, CHI Puppy Patrol on Twitter, on Instagram, and then Facebook.com/Shy Puppy Patrol. But y'all made your branding very consistent across
Thank you.
social
Yeah,
media. That's one of the biggest things.
that took some work. Yeah.
I don't I don't doubt that in the
Mhm.
slightest because, yep, been there. So,
What's unfortunate is someone else already has at Pup Spike on Twitter, and
oh,
the account's been mostly abandoned for years. And it was getting to that point where eventually accounts recycle, and then that person made a post like 6 months ago. One post. Like, no, I wanted that. I was like checking it constantly. I want that. I want that handle.
if you are, I mean, we're still gonna chat more. I'm trying to find a way to get all this information out there during the conversation. But if you are watching and you're saying to yourself, you know what, I think this would be awesome, and I want to, or once things are back to normal, or you have an idea for a virtual event and you wanna chat with Spike, hit him up at Spike at chicagopuppypatrol.org. I put .com. It's supposed to be .org. Let me get that off the screen right now. Because it is a 501, so it is an org. Let's try that one more time. Gotta love
Yay, there it is.
live productions. Email it at spike at chicagopuppypatrol.org, and you can send them any questions, comments, concerns, epiphanies, revelations that you may have, and get more information that way. That's a big thing. And while we're just doing all the information, if you want to follow and get in touch with Spike in a non-Chicago Puppy Patrol capacity, then you can reach him at spike at pupspike.com. See, that's where the .com came in. I knew it was somewhere. And then you can either hit him up on Telegram at pupspike, or like he was just saying, it's not at pupspike on Twitter. Don't reach out to that one. Reach out to at houndspike. It is not safe for work. I haven't looked at it myself yet, but I'm just saying he let me know. So that way, if you go there, don't open it in public. So I I love it. I love it. I went away from Twitter for so long. I know that it's such a big part of our world right now, and I do it for business, obviously, and getting the Bears in the City stuff out there. But I've gone back to it recently in just scrolling through and following people and just in kind of interacting in that world again. It's a harsh reminder sometimes when you open up your phone and Twitter is there and you're like, oh, let me put that one away real quick. But that's also sometimes the most fun. So
Yeah, it's great on a crowded L train. Like
yeah, yeah.
people like, what's that? Why are you looking at my phone?
Right?
Don't look at my phone.
Like, well, don't be upset if you see something on my
Exactly.
phone if you're going to be looking over my shoulder at my phone. I'm not going to get mad if I see naked pictures on your phone if I'm looking at it. That's what I'm looking for. That's the whole point of it. Uh, so I know that like it's super difficult right now um, to kind of think about where things are going to go because we don't know how long everything is going to last. How coronavirus and how COVID-19 are going to impact everything from now on. We sit here and we hope that in-person events will come back this year or early next year. But were there things that the Puppy Patrol was working on um, before or leading into the pandemic
Sure.
that you want to talk about that are still in the works
Yeah,
come
absolutely.
post COVID?
Yeah, so it would, yes, it's unfortunate in a way that our board turns over February 1st every year. Um, so we had just gotten our committees together in February, and the programming committee had just been formed mid-month, and there were all kinds of amazing ideas being thrown out, and then March came and canceled everything. But one thing that we had done, DJ Ultra Pup has brought Lobo to Chicago, which is a pet and furry dance party, um, and that is was slated to be every third Saturday at Cell Block. Um, so that would mean you would have Pound Night on Friday, and then you would have Lobo on Saturday. So it would be an entire weekend of super cool uh, furry and pet stuff. Um, and we had it in February. It was great. It was super fun. It was the first time. And the plan was, well, still is eventually, to continue that. Um, um, well, but yeah, yeah, that's yeah, who knows when that will come back. But the plan is that it will. Um, let's see. There were a couple other things that were planned that I'm trying to remember what they were. It's been so long at this point.
It's been 82 years since
It feels
February.
like it.
I mean, honestly, at this point, it's kind of like you remember a couple of years ago when this was happening. That was January. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I unfortunately our programming committee feels a little dejected right now. Yeah.
Oh, believe me, I empathize immensely with all of them.
Sure.
Um,
The munches are a big thing. The munches were fairly new, and so that was something that was added recently as well, and that's something that, of course, that will continue. And educational events as well. Um, Again, we didn't really get far enough planning to really dig deeply into that, but that's on the horizon. So it's something that we would like to do more of.
nice, I love
Mhm.
it. So, because you guys are a not-for-profit organization, how if there are people that are watching that are interested in either joining up or helping to support, how are they able to do that? How are they able
Sure.
to join up and support the Chicago Puppy Patrol?
Yeah. Yeah, so the best way to support us is to become a member, and it's relatively inexpensive. It's $25 for your first year. Um, we typically discount renewals. We have no plans on changing that, but I can't say that will happen forever. Um, Renewals are 20. If you're under 21, between 18 and 20, there's even a further discount because of the fact that you cannot come to our main event. So membership, in reality, almost all our events are open to non-members.
Okay.
So really becoming a member is a way to support our organization. We do have some expenses; they're not great, but it does cost some money to run the org. Um, Membership gives you the right to vote, and it gives you access to our annual membership thank you luncheon. But pretty much everything else is open anyway. Oh. Membership also gives you some really cool swag.
Who
So
doesn't love swag?
you every year. This is an old patch from 2018, but
Oh,
every year you're a member, you get a year patch, and you get the super groovy. Oops, backwards. Dog tag with your number. The camera doesn't like it, but our logo's on there, and the year, and um, and your membership number. And that number is your permanent number. So whatever number you get is your number every time you renew.
oh, that's
And if you
adorable.
don't renew, your number's retired. And if you come back, your number comes back again. Um, and then we only sell our back patches to members too. You have to be a member to get a back patch.
That is awesome. I love the logo, and I love the fact that it looks like a dog tag. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal, and I honestly I it's so different for me since I've been up here, for the short time that I've been up here, that the Chicago flag is so adored and
It
incorporated into things.
is.
I
You
mean,
don't.
honestly,
Yeah. Right. There you go.
I've
Yeah.
got my Chicago inclusivity flag,
Right. Yeah.
but I love it. It's
Blue, red,
phenomenal.
and stars. Yeah. Or here you have pause
The
for.
pause there, that's so freaking
hmm
awesome.
hmm
I It blows me away, honestly. I love that there is so much pride in your city to have
hmm
that, like to really incorporate that. I mean, I see it on face masks, I see it on like all of these different things. Like I'm gonna have to get with my the my friend who designed the Bears in the City logo and like incorporate a one for as my work wife, my old bartender I used to work with. When I told him I was moving, he was like, "You can't start a Bears in the Windy City," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" And it's happening.
You should totally do that. Please do. Please,
I
please, please do.
Oh, trust me, it'll happen. And I need to incorporate the stars into the logo. Like the
hmm
martini glass is staying there, but I'm gonna figure out a way to be able to do all of that. So I just I love it. I
Yeah.
absolutely, when I saw the Puppy Patrol logo, I was like, that's phenomenal. So a big kudos to the graphic designer on your
Sure.
team that did that. So
Our good friend Doodle Bear designed that for us, and
oh, that's
so yeah. So we're extremely thankful for the work that he put into that. So yeah.
big props to Doodle Bear. Big
Yeah.
props there. So
Yeah.
um so so the $25 you said for the membership,
hmm
the membership's available to be submitted through the website.
Yep, you go through the website, and then it takes usually about a day or two to process, and then you become a member. And it's not geographically restricted; you can be anywhere in the world. We do have members outside the country, um, and we also don't want that fee to be a barrier. So if someone would like to join and the fee would represent a barrier, reach out to us because we can make things happen.
And you can do that. There we go. Email Spike
Mhm.
at Chicago Puppy Patrol. That is one way to do it. Um, to I'm sorry, I was looking at the comments. We have Moon Pie Schmuck on Twitter that's yelling wasabi. I don't know why, but I
Oh,
love it.
I do like wasabi. It's delicious.
Sometimes the comments that come through are my favorite part of any live stream. No, so that's awesome. So yeah, so reach out to Spike at ChicagoPuppyPatrol.org. And honestly, Oh, that's how he says what's up. All right, well, hello, Moon
Oh,
Pie Schmuck. Hello.
hello, Moonpie Smoke.
Wasabi!
Wasabi! Wasabi.
And he's liking your mask. I love it.
Thanks, Moonpie. We generally call them hoods.
Ah, yeah, that hood does not have the movable mouth. It looks like, right? Nope. I've seen the ones that do have it. That's pretty. Those are the hoods, like the intricacy that it goes into making them is
Hmm.
phenomenal. Like I love it. It's so cool. So I think that's about the all the questions that I have. Is there more stuff that we haven't covered about the Chicago Puppy Patrol that you want to send out there to anybody that is watching?
Well, I just would like everyone to know that there is a some folks are under the impression that to be a pet or a puppy, you have to have a hood and all kinds of gear. And that's absolutely not the case at all. Um, many pets don't have any hoods. Some choose to. For some, it might be a little bit out of reach economically because they're not cheap. There are the Amazon ones which are a lot um, more affordable. But in terms of gear, there's really not much that you need other than the only thing that I really recommend is some protective mitts if you want to get down on all fours. Um, these are literally $12 at Amazon. These are the um, MMC mitts and some basic knee pads
There you go.
because knees can get really scuffed up if you're on all fours and you're on rubber mats. Um, so the barrier to entry is very low. And if you don't have those, ask us because we have plenty of people who can loan you some.
There you go. And I mean, if you're gonna go check out an event, or you want to, and right now is the kind of the best time to get a feel for the group because of the virtual events that you're able to kind of get to interact and meet without having to worry about like, oh well, I don't have this stuff. I don't feel comfortable going to an event. You can be in this virtual community with people that are part of this group and get to kind of know them and get to feel comfortable with it to then once things are safe enough to have live events again, then
Hmm.
you're like, oh, okay, well at least now I know people. Like
Yeah,
I've become a part of this group already, and you get to know people and you say, oh well, you know what, I really don't have this. You're the comfort level becomes a lot easier when you maybe are a little
sure,
introverted or you're just new to the scene by doing these virtual events first.
sure.
So it's finding those silver linings in everything that's going on right now. So where you may have been like, you know what, I haven't really felt comfortable enough to go to one prior to COVID. Now when it's like, okay, well there's a digital version of a pound or pup meetup, and you're like, okay, cool, we'll do this. And I think like you were saying before, you're trying to be more inclusive of all the different pet types that are out there. People don't realize that, and they're like, oh, okay, well I don't know if I necessarily fit in with the pup side of everything, or that type of it. Then they can go to these virtual meetups and see that it's more than just this one little piece. That there are other people that are out there that are other pets, and they could say, okay, well, you know what, maybe I don't fit in with the pups fully, but I can be a part with with these other pets that are part of the group, and feel comfortable that way. So it's nice to see that outstretch or that outreach to the of within the community to bring more people into it and to be a part of it. So I commend you guys for that.
Sure. And even in the pre-COVID, we found our Telegram group to be a great recruiting tool because a lot of folks came to know us through Telegram, um, and got to get to know us on a personal level. and finally got to the point like, oh, I can't wait to come out to one of your bar nights. Like, great, yay, we'd love to have you, and you'll have a bunch of friends there waiting for you. So please come. So that's a great way to very quietly and enter in and just absorb. And as you start feeling comfortable, if you want to start piping up and talking or asking questions, and then you get more and more comfortable to the point you actually come to one of our events.
I love
And
it.
a lot of folks are very nervous the first time they come out. I get it. I get it. We don't bite. We do ask first. So if you want to be bitten, that can be arranged. But other than that, so I will give that caveat that biting is available if requested. But yeah, no, we don't bite. You're gonna have a good time. We're gonna introduce you to a whole bunch of new folks, and you'll probably want to come back.
I love it. So if you are on Telegram, hit up at Pup Spike to start a conversation and get to be introduced to the Chicago Puppy Patrol that way. If you're on Twitter at Hound Spike, just know that it's not safe for work. Don't open it up in public if you don't want people to see things.
Arf.
You can email Spike directly if you want to chat with him, Puppy Patrol or not, whatever, just in general. Hit him up at spike at pupspike.com. And then if you want to just check out the website, check out the calendar section. That's the biggest thing I think I can suggest for anybody. Go to chicagopuppypatrol.org and check out the information about the organization itself. Go to the calendar, find the virtual events, and check them out. If you're interested, if you think that this could even be, maybe you've never really thought about it before, but you're like, you know what, these people are, that I've seen, or the Spike seems really cool. Everything that they've talked about seems really cool. Check out the virtual events. Honestly, what is it going to hurt to? We're all stuck at home basically, so you might as well pop on your computer, pop on, cast to your television and do a little dance party with some new friends. Like that's the best part about taking advantage of things like this during this time. Things aren't open. You're not able to go to the bars. You're not able to do a lot of the things that we normally would do. Do something new. Try something new out. Why not? And what's the worst that happens? You say, not for me, and you shut off the your Zoom channel. Like
It happens. Yeah,
yeah,
that's fine.
it's not
It's
like
not
you
for
gotta.
everybody. Yeah.
It's not like you have to call an Uber and drive yourself home from the Zoom party. So, um,
And we do love answering questions. So please, if you have questions, please approach us.
I love it. You can check out the Chicago Puppy Patrol on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook at Shy Puppy Patrol. I've said it right like all of this entire time, and now I fumble. But check out Shy Puppy Patrol on all the social medias. And if you do have questions that are specific to the Puppy Patrol that you want to find out about, you can email Spike directly at spike@chicagopuppypatrol.org, and he'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have about that. And Moonpie, you definitely can be a Chihuahua. That is fine.
You
All
can be
right.
whatever you want to be. I'm a Doberman, so I'm a big dog.
I love it. I love it. If I were gonna be a pup, I'd be a bulldog.
No, great.
'Cause that's. I mean, I've had this fascination with bulldogs all my life. My bulldog is asleep on the couch right now.
Oh
So,
wow.
uh, but that would be me. I'm short and I'm stout, and a lot of times just walk around like this. So it's it's one of those things. Well, Spike, thank you so much for hanging out with me and
Thank
chatting
you for
about the
having
Puppy
me.
Patrol.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate being here.
Absolutely, absolutely, I love it. So again, I'm gonna do these one more time, just because I want to make sure that they get up there as much as possible. Check out chicagopuppypatrol.org. That'll give you all the information about the organization, membership, their calendar of events. You can even click on the social media icons on their website. They're nice and big. You can't miss them. Very nicely put together website as well. I'm just gonna
Thank you.
I
A
props to
lot of work went into it.
props to
A
the entire
lot.
board and everybody that's in charge of making sure all that stuff looks good because I trust me, running Bears in the City and I've built my own websites, I do all that
Sure.
stuff. So when I see stuff like that, I'm always the person to be like,
Yep.
"Bravo," because I know that shit takes effort.
Th-
So,
Thank you, Buster, if you're watching. That was
uh,
you.
that's Buster, Buster
Buster,
Bear.
but no, Buster, a former board member, Buster was the person who did most of the website work. Yeah.
Love it, love
So,
it.
yep,
And then
yep.
who is the one that did the
Doodle
logo?
Bear. Doodle
Doodle
Bear did
Bear.
the logo. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Buster for the website, Doodle Bear for the logo.
Mhm.
Mazel, bravo to both of you guys
M-
for
Mazel Wolf.
Mazel Wolf.
Yeah.
And then, like I said before, Spike at Spike at Chicago Puppy Patrol. I'm just trying to do it too fast, and ends up just mashing all the words together. Spike at ChicagoPuppyPatrol.org if you have a question specifically that you want to ask Spike about the organization. If you want to reach out to Spike in general, just say hello. Maybe strike up a new friendship. Hit him up at Spike at PupSpike.com, or you can catch him on Telegram at PupSpike, or on Twitter at HoundSpike. So thank you again, Spike, for joining us. It's been a delight and a pleasure to actually get to talk to you. We've been doing all of our correspondence via Facebook and email, so it's nice to get to actually spend some time chatting. So thank you again. Thank you to everybody out there watching. Thank you to the comments. My favorite. I'm going to use this kind of like in the aloha, hello, and goodbye manner, but wasabi to Moon Pie over on Twitch. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back. Monday night is digital game night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, right here on YouTube and Twitch. We play at jackbox.tv, and then Chrissy will be back joining me on Wednesday night, and then we'll be right back here next Thursday with our next Small Business Spotlight. I probably should know who is up next, but I don't. Go check it out on Facebook. If you look up Bears in the City on Facebook, you'll see go under events. I have everybody that's listed that I have scheduled coming up. So go check them out, and then we'll meet you right back here next week. So until then, bye everybody.
Arf, arf. Arf, arf.